All right, guys, now that we have somebody here that knows what he's doing, we're going to be cleaning out the, well, not we. He's going to be pumping out all the oil that is on top of the cylinder when we pulled the injectors out. You guys saw how much oil it dumped back in there. He had a little camera that we stuck in there to see the fluid and the tops of the cylinders. Everything looks great. We had to use a little redneck ingenuity to get the little... As you can see there, tape does wonderful. So yeah, we're just going to be pumping out each cylinder and getting it all cleared out so we avoid bending a rod. So as you can see, he's using that pump to get oil out. I don't know if it, is it down in there? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's down in there, but it's not doing much.
I'm gonna move it around.
Yeah, I don't think that there. Oh, well, yeah, it helps when you don't have a big old bend for it to go right back down.
Oh, it sounds like we made a pretty watertight connection there with our tape. Alright, so now that Cody and I have pumped out the cylinders, he is leaning over the engine now to throw the glow plugs in. We both talked about it. We think it's going to be a little bit easier to throw the glow plugs in without the injectors in the way. But once we get done with the glow plugs, I'm going to have him strap on the GoPro onto his head. We're going to throw the injectors in and you guys will get a actual mechanic's view of what you're supposed to be doing. Alright, you guys, as you can see, Cody is leaning over the engine. He's got the GoPro on his head so you guys can see what he is seeing. I've got it here on my phone. As you can see, he's going to go ahead and get ready to start throwing in the new injectors. We've got it all cleared out, pumped all the oil out, got the new glow plugs in. He's just gonna go ahead and give those a crank to make sure they're tight. He's got his nice light set up here. I'm gonna go ahead and get rolling on the fun stuff. Alright, you guys, give you guys a quick progress update on the truck. As you can see, we've got the valve covers on, which means the new injectors are in the truck. But however, we ran out of time. Cody had to go home. It is late at night. I mean, it's not really late, but it's 6:30, but I want to spend some time with Sierra, have a little bit of family time. So we're going to go ahead and put the truck on hold for a little bit. Tomorrow, I might be able to get back out here, get this thing fired up because I want it ready to roll. I'm super excited to see what these new injectors do for the truck. Been a great day. We had to run into town, so we lost a little bit of time there. And we didn't get started till like, it's probably about noon when we actually started work. So there's our progress update. So we're going to go ahead and put it on hold like I said for the night, and we're gonna go ahead and pick it up tomorrow.
One eternity later.
All right, good afternoon, you guys. It is the next afternoon. I had to work today, so I ended up not getting to the truck in the morning and getting it all ready to roll, but I got the valve covers put back on the truck. As you know, I told you guys last night that Cody had to go home, so we didn't get the valve covers totally on, but let me show you guys. As you can see, and we got the original sticker on there. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. But we got that valve cover back on there. All 10 bolts are nice and tight and snug. And so we are ready to roll and put the charge pipes back on, get everything put back where it goes. So let's go ahead and put the camera down. I'll try to strap the GoPro on. If it doesn't work, I'll have the camera set up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the charge pipes back in, get everything all buttoned back up. I'm hoping we're gonna get this thing fired up tonight. Alright, you guys, we got the charge pipes put back on. You can see that they're painted white. I wanted a little bit of a pop of color underneath the hood. They are a little bit oily because I've been touching a bunch of oily stuff, and then I went to install those. Not my brightest idea. Figured with a little bit of degreaser and stuff like that, we can shine them right back up. We've got the heater hoses back where they go. We've got just about everything. Mass airflow sensor plugged back in. Only thing we do not have is the Air filter, as you can see, we just have the open turbo here, which is going to be okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the technical side of things. We're going to get this thing ready to rock and roll to be cranked over. All right, you guys, so now that the mechanical stuff is done underneath the hood, the new injectors are in, new glow plugs are in, and everything's hooked up nice and tight, except the air filter, obviously. We're going to go ahead and do the tunes. This is going to be super easy. This is why I push the Hydra for everybody that has these trucks. All you need is your laptop and one of these wires here. We're going to go ahead and plug it into the truck. Even though the batteries are dead, it will run off the power of my laptop, so I can update all the tunes on the truck. I'm going to have to look up my computer code again because I don't remember it, but I wrote it down. We're going to go ahead and get all these tunes loaded up on the truck. I'll show you that. And then we're going to go ahead, hook up the batteries, and start getting ready to crank. So it might be kind of hard to see. I need to get some shop lights, but as you can see, there's this little port here. We're gonna go ahead, it's just Velcroed onto my dash. We're gonna go ahead and plug into there. Take this USB cord, plug it into the side of my laptop here. You hear it connect. Okay, so now that the laptop's hooked up, I've launched Hydra Flash, which is the software that you will get when you guys get your Hydra chip. All right, so now that the laptop is connected to the truck, you can see all the tunes I have on here, like the 40 horsepower, 65 horsepower, 80 horsepower, stuff like that. We're gonna go ahead and change these over to the new tunes. Those are gonna be the Titan tunes offered by Power Hungry Performance. They're going to work for these injectors and my turbo setup, and we're gonna be pushing some pretty serious power, so I'm super excited. It's super easy, super user-friendly. All you're gonna do is get rid of all these tunes and then flash on the new ones. And this is why I push the Hydra so much. It's such a great chip for these trucks. It's a little bit more expensive, but you really do, you pay for what you get. So with the, the 6th position, you get everything preloaded, ready to rock and roll. Some Hydras you do, but with this, like I'm doing, new injectors, all that stuff, and they are a single shot injector versus the split shot, it needs to be tuned differently. And so with that, Hydra already has a library of tunes. They just need to, you have to pay for them to be able to access them. And so all they need is your serial number, stuff like that. They'll be able to unlock those tunes for you, and you'll have access to them all, and it's pretty easy. We're gonna go ahead and let that program, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw the batteries back in the truck, not crank it, but turn the key a little bit, cycle the key so fuel pressure builds. We're gonna crank it for 30 seconds with the valve covers on plug so that way we get oil into those injectors. Maybe get some fuel moving a little bit, but nothing's going to go into the cylinder. Once I do that and get the engine all prepped, we're gonna go ahead and plug those back in, crank it, cross our fingers, it fires up, and we will have a 500 horsepower, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque Power Stroke. And I am so excited. All right, you guys, so not so good news. So the truck did not fire up. I was gonna avoid recording all the boring stuff where you just cycle the key, crank it a few times, and then hook the UVC harnesses back up and just go for the big crank. I just wanted to record the big crank. But as I was getting ready to do just the priming, the truck clunked, which means it's hydro locked. Now, I don't think I bent a rod or anything like that, seeing as the truck was not running. It was just a simple, tried to turn the key, the starter tried, and nothing happened. It just kind of went clunk. So there must have been a little bit of oil in one of the cylinders, or maybe multiple. I thought we cleaned those out pretty good, but I guess not. So we're gonna go ahead and go through the process of trying to hand crank the motor. I wanna see if I actually hydro locked it. Maybe I can push that little bit of oil out through the exhaust valves. And if not, we're gonna pull the valve covers off and do that fun process of pulling the glow plugs out and then cranking it by hand or with the starter to push the oil out of the glow plugs. So what I'm doing, you guys, is I'm getting onto the main crank pulley here with my 15/16 half-inch drive socket, as you guys can see here. And then I've got my nice brake, oh god dang, it was nice. And I got my breaker bar here. So all I'm doing is getting onto this crank pulley here, rotating it counterclockwise. All right, you guys, so we did the priming cranks. We've got oil hopefully in the rails. There's gonna be a little bit of air still because we, as you guys know, I hydro locked it. So we're gonna go ahead, and this is the big shot. We got the UVC harnesses plugged back in, so everything should fire up. We're gonna go ahead and crank this thing over, make a nice big smoke show. Let's do it. As you can see, the truck is running, you guys. We are finally live again. It is a smoke show in there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Woo! I got the door all taped off. The house should be okay, but you guys, she is alive. All right, you guys, so the truck is finally running. We got the new injectors in. It's running nice and smooth, hopefully as you can hear behind me, and hopefully you can hear me, how much different this truck sounds and drives. I mean, it's way more responsive. It's just way more angry and wants to get going. It's definitely way more awake. So this truck is going to be a monster, and I am so excited to get it dynoed and do all sorts of fun stuff like that. We got more videos with that coming soon, 0 to 60 times compared to stock, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really want you guys to know how much I appreciate you and everything you guys do for me. I mean, this would not be possible without you guys, and it won't be possible without my sponsors, K2 Turbos, Power Hungry Performance, and now Full Force Diesel. You guys are amazing. Thank you for helping me create this big beast. And I'm excited to represent you guys' companies when I do dyno days, when I do drag racing, stuff like that. There are some big things to come for this truck. And I want to say, make sure you guys go grab some merch down in the store below. I'll put the link down there. It'll help the channel a lot more than you guys know. And I am so excited to share that with you guys. And maybe I'll meet you guys someday and you'll be rocking the merch. So thank you guys so much for watching again. I really hope you guys have a good evening, and I hope you enjoyed this video.